We shall be free once more. Altruism, the greatest good for the greatest generation. We shall boom again.
He has come. Hello, Seeker.
Hello, Finder.
Rockstar Games are no stranger to introducing cultist factions in their titles. We have the Chelonians and the self-killing cults of Red Dead Redemption 2, as well as the Epsilon program in Grand Theft Auto 5, but one that stands out from the others because of their truly sadistic manner, also in GTA 5, are the Altruists. Described as a malevolent religion comprised entirely of elderly men from the baby boomer generation, the group follows the teachings and beliefs of altruism, a principle or practice of concern for the well-being and or happiness of people, but seemingly in quite the opposite manner. These cultists believe that all other generations are the enemy and the cause of all problems in the world today. This is how and why they see justification in their actions, and in today's video we'll be taking a deeper look into the minds of the Altruist cult, their intended purposes, alongside potential real-life inspirations behind the faction. Welcome to the video. You're listening to Phil of Philby Gaming. If you enjoyed the following, you all know what to do, and if you're new here and aren't subscribed to the channel already, please consider doing so. With that being said, let's get into what we came here to see. As the player, we first hear of the cultist group in an email titled Camp Culture Trevor Phillips receives from associate Ron Jakovsky. It reads as follows. Hey Trevor, I just met these altruist guys. They've got a camp in the mountains somewhere and will give you cash if you bring them any lost souls who need to be saved. Sounds like easy money. They just want to have them for dinner. Ron. Two alarming things stand out in this message. The altruists refer to kidnapped victims as lost souls that need to be saved and wanting them for dinner, indicating they are of a cannibalistic nature who believe their actions are of good intention. A quick in-game internet search before we go off seeking the altruists can give us a little more information. Firstly, we'll head to the cultstoppers.com website and see what they have to say in an article titled The Altruists. What is it? Apart from what appears to be some kind of encrypted manifesto, we don't have any first-hand information on this group. However, there are enough conspiracy theories circulating about people going missing in the San Andreas countryside for them to warrant a place on our Cult Stoppers list. We love conspiracy theories. When we first heard the stories of the remote rural hideout, daylight curfews, anti-technology vitriol and human sacrifice, we thought they might have been talking about our old cult. Then we remembered that they all skinned themselves alive and jumped into a vat of burning acid 2 years ago, in what we can only imagine was the final act of glorious march to them we'd been promised for so long. We also assumed that the Altruist was an ironic name until we heard that all of its members are elderly and from a generation that predated irony and personal responsibility. We're told that they're extremely secretive, extremely well armed and extremely naked, and an old armed nudist is never a good thing, especially when they're rumoured to be on some kind of aegis jihad against the under 40s at the bequest of an alien lord called Lord Zaffo who is coming to reclaim the earth. Or maybe they're just senile. If you have any intel on this cult, please contact us immediately. We can't find any former members who have dropped out, which is really worrying. We hear talking of a master, of people disappearing, and talk of this being the baby boomers' last boom, but we don't have much to go on. In the first line, an encrypted manifesto is mentioned. This is something we'll come back to shortly. Secondly, it mentions that enough civilians have gone missing in the San Andreas countryside to warrant a place on the Cult Stoppers website. This is confirmed by the email sent to Trevor, where we learned that the Altruists hire people to bring them victims. We learned that the cult are against technology, hence the label of baby boomers, and that they are well armed and extremely dangerous. We're also made aware that the Altruists worship Lord Zaffo, an alien overlord who's mentioned several times throughout GTA 5, albeit never seen. The Cult Stoppers website admittedly don't have much information on the faction, so let's take a look at the mentioned encryption. While still browsing the in-game internet, the player can find a second website, altruistunite.com. This particular page is full of Morse code. Now I'll admit, aside from the SOS signal, Morse code isn't exactly my strong point, but with a little Google searching, and shout out to those who deciphered this, we learned that it translates to the following. The Industrial Revolution has been a disaster to the stability of the human race. Almost all would agree that continued focus on the superiority of the sub-40 younger generation will result in a catastrophic and tragic end to our civilization. Man is a nocturnal animal by nature. Those who exist in the industrial technological society, bathing in sunlight and electronics, suffer from psychological problems. Hypervitaminosis D causes abnormally high concentrations of calcium, which can cause harm to the heart, kidneys and bones. Toxic concentrations are a direct result of exposure to the sun. Crowding causes stress and aggression. Primitive societies, one whose clothes and tools of the Industrial Revolution were not needed, provided a stable framework for the function of society. One cannot complain about the decay of traditional values, yet embrace technology. A man as an individual, working with an autonomous group of individuals, all of whom are naked in the spirit and in the cloth, remains healthy to himself and others. Sub-40s only exist as subsistence to the altruistic man and gains life from consuming them. Ban clothes, ban lies, ban deceit, eat of the flesh, drink of the blood. We shall be free once more, because we know, altruism, the greatest good for the greatest generation. We shall boom again. The primary detail to take from this quoted information is that the cultists believe that consuming the flesh and drinking the blood of the younger generation is not only vital to the survival of mankind, but is believed to be a positive thing. We can clearly see that the altruist cult are both angered and aggressive towards the younger generations, blaming them for advancing technology and the decay of traditional values. It's a faction that only sees one way forward. So with the information gathered so far, it's about time we met these deranged individuals for ourselves. Referring back to Ron's email, we need to find some vulnerable individuals, or lost souls as the cultists prefer, and luckily, as Trevor Phillips, there's a young in-love couple, both heavily intoxicated, that could fit the bill.
Baby, I'm so messed up.
Hey you! Buddy! Can you do us a massive favor? It's the little lady's birthday and we are really fucked up. Can you drive us back to our motel? Our car's right there. Just give us a ride, man.
As we journey the lengthy trip into the mountains, the couple do question the motives of Trevor, whom easily covers his true intentions with a fable.
Hey, I think you're taking us too far, man.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure our hotel wasn't up a mountain.
Ah, don't worry. Just wanted to show you Lovebird's the most romantic little spot in the whole county.
Now you're talking. What you say, babe? Start on a little nature documentary out here?
I don't know, I just want to go home now.
Oh, you'll love this place. We'll really bring you close together.
Eventually making it to the altruist camp, we're met with a cutscene as our first physical introduction to the cultists.
Hell, fella. What do you got? What do you got?
I heard you're interested in taking care of some lost travelers for a price.
So it is. So it is. Leave the body, take the gold. Come on. Whew.
As well as being awarded some cash of $2,000, we've also unlocked the Altruist Acolyte achievement for anybody who's chasing those. If you're wanting to earn a little more cash from the cultists, there are others you can deliver to the camp, one of which is the unfaithful golf enthusiast Castro, whom after Trevor encounters him, wishes to be chauffeured to the Los Santos Golf Club in Richmond. Upon making your way up the mountains instead, Trevor will once more think quickly on his feet, similar to how he did with the young couple when questioned.
Okay, come on, what is this? We're way past the golf club now.
I just wanted to show you this other great country club I know.
Okay, I guess.
I come bearing more gifts.
Good to us, fella.
So you keep saying.
Move!
Someone has been brought. It is a sign.
Netting a further $1,000, Trevor can continue to seek out these lost souls in the world of Grand Theft Auto 5. Another that can be delivered to the altruist cult is the daughter of former Gambetti crime family underboss, Antonio Bettino.
Oh, you give me hives.
I can't get free! Oh, thank God. I thought I was dead for sure. I didn't even know where the hell we are. You couldn't give me a ride, could you?
No, you can walk. Only kidding. Too soon? Come on.
Antonia is so shaken from the ordeal, she barely has time to question Trevor's true motives as he drives further away from her intended destination of Vinewood Hills. Once again, reaching the cultist camp, this time things are a little different.
What do you got? What do you got?
Just a couple more lonely hitchhikers for you to rehabilitate or whatever. Fuck. You know, just give me the money, all right? I really don't give a shit.
Maybe you should, friend. Come on.
Whoa, what is this, huh? Come on!
We shall be free once more. Altruism, the greatest good for the greatest generation. We shall boom again.
He has come. Hello, Seeker.
Hello, Finder.
We kneel before you. We prostrate our continuing youth and vigor at this altar that has been sent to us.
Hello, Finder.
Prepare to be made pure!
Purity is everything. Pure flesh, pure blood, purity.
Master, look!
Kill him! And make him pure!
The Altruist cult learned pretty quickly that they should have kept the deal going with Trevor. After dealing with the cultist, Trevor is free to explore the grounds. Players can acquire what I believe to be a total of $100,000 between 4 separate briefcases around the area, so if you do find a chance, make sure to collect on these. Aside from some cash and weaponry, there's quite a lot of graffiti spray painted on the buildings of the camp, with generic cultist quotes such as "We are his chosen" for example, as well as paintings of flowers and sunshine. One interesting thing is the marking on some of the supply crates scattered around the area. Some read BL-KS-R68JUM and are marked as fragile components. These same crates can be found at the Club and Belt warehouse in Polito Bay. Is there some sort of connection between the Altruist cult and the owners of the fast food chain? None that I could find, unless we speculate that the cultists are selling body parts to the company as meat substitutes, and considering this is a Grand Theft Auto title, it doesn't seem overly far-fetched. But then again, it could be nothing more than the reusage of a texture by the developers. I'll leave you to decide upon that one for yourself. I couldn't find anything more of further significance at the camp, so let's take a look at the aftermath. Back to the in-game internet, the new story of the day, shortly following the fight, is titled "Crazy Boomer's Dead." The article, by Boosie Joe Houston, reads as follows. A mass, and I'll have to say self-killing here, appears to have taken place at an isolated cult camp in the hills near Mount Gilead State Wilderness. The group, called the Altruists, seems to have been made up of baby boomers. They were mostly nude or dressed in primitive rags and involved in some grisly practices, including human sacrifice and possibly cannibalism. Police are still investigating the site, but it seems they were a group of technophobes, alien hunters, gun nuts and anti-ageists convinced that they could reclaim youth by drinking the blood or eating the flesh of young victims. The cult, who seem to have communicated to the world by using a series of Morse code messages, were focused mostly on generational conflict and obsessed by the loss of baby boomer prestige as other demographics have tried to take some ownership over the world. Up to 50 aging sociopaths are believed to have lived in a compound. It is not known what has happened to the rest, or if this was a self-killing, an execution, or just part of everyday life in San Andreas. Following the report, there's also a Weasel New broadcast of the massacre.
This is Rebel Radio. Breaking news on mass at a cult camp.
And how turgid is too turgid.
Cult news. The Altruists were a terrifying cult of isolated baby boomers who lived in the hills. Now it seems most are dead after a mass or ritualistic shooting that police are investigating. Marcela Gonzalez is on the scene.
It's carnage here in the woods. The group seem to have annihilated themselves, with many crowded around an area used for what appears to be ritual sacrifices. All seem to have been late middle-aged people who expressed dissatisfaction with modern life. They love guns and swinging, along with a ghoulish predilection for human flesh. Back to you, Steve.
We will stay with this story unless we're told not to. Weasel News, confirming your prejudices.
So having learned just about all we can concerning the faction, what was Rockstar's inspiration behind the Altruist cult? Probably the closest comparison that can be made is comparing them to the real-life Heaven's Gate cult, whom were active between the years of 1974 and 1997, with the latter end leading to the death of 39 of its members. Heaven's Gate, not dissimilar to the Altruist, believed that they could transform themselves into immortal extraterrestrial beings by rejecting their human nature. They followed a belief of ufology, claiming that their human form was merely a container or vehicle for the soul, and that their consciousness would be transferred to new next-level bodies upon death. In March of 1997, deputies of the San Diego County Sheriff's Department discovered the remains of 39 active members of the Heaven's Gate cult, in what was proven to be a series of self-killings which coincided with the approach of Comet Hale-Bopp. The cultists believed the arrival of the comet to be a sign that this was their time. Even though the two factions are similar in so many ways, such as the logos and websites when compared, we understand that the fall of the Altruist was not self-inflicted, as Heaven's Gate was, and that it was in fact at the hand of Trevor Phillips. Even the in-game reports believed otherwise. If you enjoyed today's video, you all know what to do, and if you're new here and aren't subscribed to the channel already, please consider doing so. If you wish to see more lore content on either GTA 5 or Red Dead Redemption 2 for example, be sure to let me know in the comment section. Thank you all for watching, you've been listening to Phil of Philby Gaming, and I'll see you in the next video.